guys, hi. If you're new here, my name is Tony. I am a mama of 4. No, we're not gonna start that. Alright guys, hi. So welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Last week I was tagged by my friend Frances. She's like my bestest friend. Look at her. Is she not gorgeous? She is. But I was tagged last week by Frances to do a Homemaker's tag, and I told her I would get to it this week because last week, I don't know if I vlogged, maybe. Anyways, they was working on the basement last week, so it was super loud around here, and I just, you know, you do know if you're on Instagram, I do know that. But anyways, just now getting to sit down here and get this show rolling. Is that how you say it? Show rolling? Rolling, not rowing. Okay, we ain't on a boat. But so I'm going to answer these questions. I didn't want to write them down. I was feeling lazy, so I'm just going to use her video. So you see my phone case? That is a picture Lily printed for me for Mother's Day, and it's so great. So yeah, just in case you are new here, I'm going to introduce myself just a little bit. My name is Tony. I'm married, and we have 4 kids. They are 17, 11, 12, and 8. It's kind of hard to keep up with. But yeah, I have 4 kids. We are homeschoolers. It's a whole thing. So, oh, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, I guess, obviously, because I'm doing this tag. So we're just going to jump right in here and get to these questions because, well, sometimes I'm long-winded, and I'm trying not to be, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 1 is, have you ever had anyone say anything negative about you staying home? No, I haven't ever, like ever, that I can recall. We are from Southern Kentucky, so I guess around here we're still pretty much, a lot of us anyways are like still into the old ways of things, and so most mothers around here do stay home. And nowadays they are starting to work more from home, but for the most part it's very common, and it's not frowned upon. It's not frowned upon if mothers do work though either, so it is what it is. I guess we don't judge people for that around here. So yeah, I have never, at least to my face, it's never been frowned upon that I stay home with our kids. What are your favorite and least favorite parts of being a stay-at-home mom? My favorite part would have to be always being present for my kids. I've never missed a moment, like a big milestone or anything, because I've always been home.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and mention here that there could have been a time in Jonathan's life when I missed stuff. I had him when I was 14. I could have missed some stuff, but I did not. Thankfully, God blessed me to where I did not miss any of his big milestones either, even though I was at school. I wasn't working, but you know, whatever.
I'm just always present, and the fact that I am always here for them, you know, like physically, yeah, that was definitely probably mine, that I've always been there for them. And my least favorite, I guess it would be that I don't ever get a break. Like I told Jonathan, I know when you're at work, it's stressful. Obviously it's super stressful, but it still just seems like it would have some sort of peace to it, if that makes sense. Not that my kids take away my peace most of the time, but it's just, I don't know, you're not have to constantly be worrying about somebody else, if that makes sense. So that would be it, I guess, but I can't think of nothing that I see as a least favorite. The housework that I have to do, maybe, that would probably be it. What are your favorite and least favorite chores? So, do I have a favorite chore? What's a favorite chore? Favorite chore, let's see, maybe sweeping and mopping. I don't know. Yeah, that would be it. Would probably be sweeping and mopping. I just really, for me, a lot of times, if the floor is clean, it's not right now, I'm looking like papers that the dogs had shredded right there. But if the floor is clean, I just feel so much better. So If I had to pick one, like nothing is just standing out to me right now, but if I had to pick one, it would definitely be sweeping and mopping. My least favorite, hands down, is dishes. Our dishwasher tore up a few months ago. John looked at it. He's not a mechanic. Is that a mechanic? He's not a repairman. He doesn't know what's wrong with it. We're just gonna buy another one. When we buy a new dishwasher, he wants to replace the whole bottom under the sink because it's like falling down in the back, and we've not worked on it since we bought the place. So let's kind of put that on hold, and I despise dishes. We're a family of 6. Through the week now, our oldest isn't here. He goes to work with his dad now, but there's always dishes in the sink. Clean, dirty, both. There's always dishes. So dishes is definitely my least favorite. I know that for a fact. What time do you go to bed and what time do you wake up? We're not really super strict about bed. We do try to get to bed, or at least get started with our bedtime routine around 10. So we can go with 10 as an average, but we definitely try to be in bed by 11. That's our thing. Our older kids, we do allow them to, well, we fought it for a while, but it's just one of those battles, to be honest, that we just gave up on. As long as they get up and they're ready to roll when we need them to be rolling, we don't mind them as just staying up. But around 10 is when we start quieting down. We go to bed. Nolan does go to bed. He's 8. So yeah, we just go to bed. We just try to be in bed by 11. Last week, John poured the concrete in the floor, on the basement floor. We didn't get in bed that night until 1 o'clock, and it just messed us up for days. It's just how it works for us. One night just ruins everything. But we finally started to get back on track. We made an effort to get back on track, and so yeah, we're gonna go with 10. That's a long way of saying we go to bed at 10. And now what time do we get up? That fully depends on what time John goes to work. I get up, I make his coffee and get his cooler ready and send him and Jonathan off to work. So I stay up then. So usually 7 is the normal, I think. A little bit before 7. So 6 to 7 is what time we get up. Do you play anything in the background while you're cooking and cleaning? I do. I am very much into music. I always have been. I love music. I don't think I can clean without music, to be honest. It's been so long since I've done it. Now cooking I can do, especially I do a lot of cook with me, not a lot. I should really be doing more, but I do quite a few like cooking videos and stuff, so I won't listen to music then. But for the most part, I will have music playing, especially if it's been like a rough day. If I'm cooking, I will just pop an earbud in because there's always, you know, people watching TV and all that, so I can't be blaring music, and I like to blare music. But almost always there's music playing, or like during the day, in the morning, if I have some friends to catch up on, I will play them on one of the TVs pretty loud so I can hear them, but I will get my chores done. So there's always some sort of noise. I am not a quiet person. Like, I mean, I am a quiet person, but I don't like quiet. I don't like that. There's gotta be some kind of noise. So, yeah, we always got something going on here. Music or videos, but it's usually music. Do you get dressed up most days or do you stay in your pajamas? I need a drink. Okay. So, do I get dressed most days or do I stay in my pajamas? Usually, I just stay in my pajamas. Well, not usually. Usually, I have on workout clothes. We'll say that. So I'm like in between. Because even if I'm not working out, that's just the clothes I'm comfortable in, especially when it's hot outside. So, you know, like in the winter, I will be lounging around the house in like sweatpants and all that stuff. But usually I just put on some workout clothes. So usually, no, I'm like in between. Like not full on pajamas, not full on dressed up. I usually just look like a hot mess, to be honest. My hair's in a bun, falling out. Yeah, so definitely don't get dressed up. No. How often do you do your hair and makeup? I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. That includes the days that we go out. And I don't like go full on ever. That's just, I'm not good at it. And when I do try to do it, I'm not confident in what I see. Well, to be honest, I'm not gonna say what I think I look like. But yeah, so I don't usually do full on makeup because I'm just not confident in it. I usually go for like, well, what I got on right now, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, I don't do full on hair and makeup. And what's considered doing your hair? Because usually I just brush mine. Every once in a while I will curl it or use the crimper, wave maker thing, whatever. But usually I just brush it. Does that count as doing your hair? I don't know. What are your trouble zones in your home? What does this mean? It's like cluttery spots? I forgot what Frances's answer was to this. Is that what it means? Like hot spots, as people say? If so, that's what we're going for. That's how I'm going to answer this question. It would definitely be our kitchen table and the counter right when you come in the back door, because people use our back door. They've always used our back door. That's mainly, I think, because our driveway's right here. I can't speak today. And the back door's right there. And when we first bought our house, the front door was like over halfway in the front with like a little rinky porch, and there was like not even a walkway to it. So nobody has ever used the front door, and like even delivery package people, they go to the back door. We're trying to fix that, because if a guest comes over that don't usually come over, like not family or nothing, we want them to come to the front door, because that is the nicer place in our home. It like leads right in and you see the staircase and stuff. So we're trying to fix that. But us as a family and as the people that come over, we just come in the back door, and it seems like everybody just coming straight in and just dropping the stuff either on the counter or on the kitchen table. And I cannot fix it no matter what I do. I have added decorations. That's just everybody's drop zones. So maybe that's what you're talking about. I don't know. I should have rewatched Frances's video this morning. But that is definitely one. And then in our living room, we have like a little cut out shelf. That is another one, because Nolan just tends to put his toys on it, and it ends up looking like cluttery and yucky. And Nolan is not a typical 8-year-old, so his toys can be like old bottles and like old fishing lures and stuff like that, because he's got an old soul. He's great. So yeah, I think that's what it means. I don't know. Do you get distracted? If you're not new here, I don't need to answer that. But if you are new here, I would just say yes, very easily. I've probably already got distracted in this video, because I have the attention span of a mouse or a squirrel or one of our dogs. So yes, very easily, like to the point of it's irritating, but it is what it is. Do you enjoy staying at home, or do you miss work? Just recently in a video a couple of weeks back, I think I mentioned that I have only ever worked 1 month of my entire life. YouTube doesn't count. So just a week or two before I turned 16, I started working at Wendy's. Our Wendy's here starts hiring at 15. So I was so excited to get that job. I couldn't wait. I started, and within like 2 weeks, I hated it. And I quit within a month. And I have not worked since. I have not really had a desire. I mean, we've had rough spots in our life financially, to where I'd be like, I wish that I worked so that, you know, I could pull some of the stress off of John and have some income coming in. But for the most part, I don't miss working. Like, that's not my thing. I am not a people person. I enjoy people on here. I could talk to people on here or on Instagram all day long, and I usually do. I have like a handful of people that I am in contact with from the time I get up until the time I go to bed, and like not constantly, but you know what I mean. But as far as like a full-blown being around people for hours on end, that is not my jam. It literally exhaust me. Like if people come over for a few hours, when they leave, I'm just drained. Even if I have a good time, I'm not a people person. No, I don't miss work. No. And I'm so thankful that now I have YouTube giving me just a little sprinkle of income, because it does help me feel a little bit more something. I don't know. But what's the word I'm looking for? Fulfilled? helpful. I don't know, but it helps me feel a little bit more something. But no, as far as getting up every morning and going to work, I talk too much. It shuts off after so many minutes. And anyways, but yeah, as far as getting up and going to work every day, I do not miss that one bit, and I do not want to do that. Like, no. You know, I always think about what I'll do once my kids are grown and I don't have them anymore. The hope and the dream is grandkids. That's what kind of person I am. But I always think about what will I do then. And honestly, I don't know. We might end up actually going to work, or I might just sit here and do nothing after that many years of raising children, because I'll still be raising my husband. So there's that. What is your never-ending chore? I already went over this. I mean, we all know it's laundry is one of them, but mine is dishes. They just come out of nowhere. Nowhere. Like, I will go to bed with a clean sink and we'll wake up the next morning and there's dishes in it. And I know that's because the kids be bringing stuff in here in the night, but yeah, dishes. Dishes. Why don't they make paper pots? I need some paper pots. Then I won't have to do dishes. What is your way to have me time? For me, this is when I get up in the mornings, whatever that may be, like 6 something or 7 something, John scurries off to work, and then I get my quiet time. My kids are older, so it is easier for me just to have me time. Even with Nolan being 8, he'll be 9 in July. He's very much to himself. Like, he's awake right now. He's upstairs in my bedroom. You wouldn't know that because you can't hear him, because he's just a very quiet, laid back, to his self kind of kid. I mean, he's still a kid. Like, he'd be going buck wild here in a little bit when the girls are up or roaming with him. But yeah, my kids are older, so I get quite a bit of like relaxation and me time in the mornings. So that is my answer. I don't know where I was going with that, but I can pretty much do it. Like, if I am in the middle of the day, if I've got all my cleaning done in the morning, I can go, like, tell the kids I'm gonna go work out or whatnot, and I can just go and that be my me time. Working out is definitely a me time for me. But for the most part, if we're gonna go with like normal me time, once I get John off to work, then I will sit down and just relax, which usually means watching YouTube videos, replying or reading YouTube comments, Instagram messages, just stuff like that. So that's what I consider my me time. It works for me. Maybe it wouldn't work for you. How often and how does your husband chip in? We're gonna be honest here. My husband does, what's a nice way of saying this? Nothing. John does absolutely nothing in our home. He has never once washed dishes that I know of. But no. He's never once washed dishes. He has never once ran the washer. He don't even know how to work the coffee pot back here. John does nothing, and that is something that I pride myself on. Maybe that's not your cup of tea, but it is mine. Now, I get frustrated sometimes. I'm not gonna say I don't, because I do so much, and I feel like just nobody appreciates what they can't see, because, well, I do it before it's seen. So I do get frustrated sometimes, but with that being said, I really do take pride in making sure that I do everything, and John can come home from work and do, I would say nothing, but he often is doing different tasks around here. Like right now we're building the basement. So I just try to make sure that he can focus on more important things. So if that means I have to do a lot more dishes or laundry or cook more, John does not hardly ever cook either. Sometimes he'll come in and help me if I want him to or need him to. It doesn't happen. Like once every 5 or 6 months probably. And he grills just because I can't start a fire. But other than that, John does not do anything around here. He definitely doesn't do anything inside the house. I even mow and weed eat outside usually. Maybe some people don't agree with that. It is what it is. But my lawnmower's tore up right now. He's supposed to fix it for me. So he's been mowing. But yeah, I do everything. And it's just, it is what it is. It works for us. Maybe it don't work for you. But I enjoy knowing that John can come home and he doesn't have to worry about if he has to help in the house or he has to help do stuff. And I get that some men just do it and they enjoy it, and that's great. And well, I might be a little jealous, just a little bit. But that is not John, and that's not me. So we don't get no help around here. It is what it is. When do you do your chores, and do you find it hard to keep up with them? So I usually do mine at night and in the morning, which doesn't make sense to you probably, but like at night I have to make sure the kitchen is cleaned up. I cannot stand going to bed with dirty dishes just sitting around. And usually if I have time I'll just do everything at night, but usually I don't have time, so at night I do the dishes and just make sure the kitchen is all cleaned up and finished, because even after dinner usually people will have like a little snack or they'll bring stuff in, you know. And then in the mornings is when I will make sure the floors are nice and clean, like no papers or everything's put where it goes. So what was the question? Okay, so when do I do my chores? But like throughout the day I will also clean up. That I think that's a big help for me. Again, I'm going to say it because I don't want people like comparing your season to mine. If you have a house full of toddlers and there's toys everywhere, it is what it is. Your season, you're back here a little bit and I'm up here. So we don't have toys laying around everywhere. Just because if Nolan does do it, me and him will clean them up together, or if it's just a few, I will make him clean them up. But sometimes the table gets filled with toys, especially if his cousin is over here with him. They just put everything on the table and then it's just too much. So I will help him. But for the most part, we keep everything cleaned up as we go, and then we'll just do like the sweeping and mopping and fixing blankets and pillows and stuff. That's what we do. So like I was saying, we're at different seasons. You know, I've had a couple people tell me that it looks like I have everything together, and I kind of do. I mean, I don't, but I do, if that makes sense. But I also don't have babies. Like, this is people with like 8-month-olds and 3-year-olds telling me this, and I'm like, that's because we're past that. We're done with that. I wasn't making videos then, or you would have seen toys everywhere. And I mean everywhere. We had toys, bins of toys scattered throughout our house because, well, we had babies playing with them. So people have different seasons. Don't compare your season to somebody else's that might be ahead or behind you. Stay in your own lane. What is your favorite room and why? Well, currently it would probably be the little room we're in right now. I just like rearranged this room when we bought a TV and put in here. So it's kind of new, and I'm like a child in a lot of ways, and so anything new, sparkly, bright, you know, anything like that really just sticks out to me. And so it would definitely be the room we're in right now, but for the most part it would be the living room, sitting area, whatever we're gonna call it, especially in the winter time, because that's where the electric fireplace is. There's a fireplace over here too, if you're not new around here, you know what I'm thinking about. But it just doesn't work anymore. When we built on the second story, we couldn't have the fireplace anymore, so it's just there hanging out. It's cute though, but we're going to eventually make it into a propane fireplace, hopefully by next winter, because I am so scared of big storms coming through and they're like threatening to turn our electric off because of it, you know, like the ice, whatever. And I'm like, how am I gonna keep my babies warm? So we're supposed to put a propane fireplace in. We'll see. What is your favorite cleaning product? To be honest, it would be Pine Sol. If my daddy was watching this, well, if he ever does watch this, he would be very proud, because growing up I hated Pine Sol. He used it all the time. And then my friend Corey, I think it was Corey, was talking about it, and I was like, I have to try Pine Sol again. So I tried it. I tried the blue one, I think, and fell in love with it, and now I love all of them, even the just OG Pine Sol, which is what I have now. So definitely would be Pine Sol. It does the job, guys. And I know it's full of chemicals and blah blah blah. Well, I ain't dead yet, so it is what it is. What's your least favorite room in the house? Can I have 3? Because it would be the kids' rooms. I cannot stand going in the kids' rooms. It is their own space, and we try to let that be their own space. So it's pretty bad. But yeah, we try to just, at least not let it be a fire hazard. It's probably currently a fire hazard. But I'm hoping, like Jonathan's is quite a bit better than it's ever been, and that's because he's got older. He does have a tiny room, and he has so much stuff in it that it's super cluttered. Because he has a super small room, like I said, and he has a lot of animals in there, a lot of musical instruments. So it's very cluttered, but it's not dirty. Nolan's room has toys everywhere and clothes, not everywhere, but everywhere, you know what I mean? And then the girls is just, it's both of them in that area, and it's a mess. But I'm hoping that once we get the basement done and the girls get their own rooms, that mess kind of deteriorates. They have a whole bunch of toys in their room that they don't even play with anymore. So when we start the whole process of transitioning into their own rooms, we're going to go through that toy box. I'm putting it off as long as I can, okay? But we're gonna go through that toy box and just get rid of pretty much 90% of it. And that will be a big help as well. So yeah, my kids' rooms. That's my final answer, because they nasty. And we're also, I am trying to bribe Nolan into getting his room cleaned and keeping it cleaned. And I told him if he does it and it stays that way for a certain period of time, that we would remodel his whole room as well, because he's wanting to redo his room too. So wish me luck, because it makes me angry. I think it just like triggers me, and yeah, I get frustrated in the kids' rooms. So I try not to go in there. I stay in my own lane. Do you feel your home reflects your personal style? Yeah, I would say yes. The downstairs part definitely does. Our bedroom is kind of just bleh. We don't have nothing going on up there anymore, or like ever. But again, as soon as the basement is done, the basement holds a lot of leverage over here. I will be redoing some of our, not really redoing, but just decorating, and I've already got a lot of it planned out, and I'm pretty excited about it. But as soon as the basement's done, because our room also has some storage bins in it, and the inversion table and stuff like that will all be transitioned down to the basement. So the basement is just stopping my house from being great. But I do think that the house reflects me and my style. So what does your home smell like? I would like to think happiness, but we're gonna be real here. Sometimes it smells like bleach. Sometimes it smells like pine saw. A lot of times I think it would smell like pine saw. But I love burning candles, so I would hope that it would smell homey and happy. But sometimes it gets a little off, if you know what I mean. We have 7 dogs, and well, sometimes the trash just stinks. Chicken papers, don't put them straight in the trash. I learned that the hard way. If you're making chicken, you take that junk straight out to the trash. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, we're just gonna go with it smells real. How about that? But I do have to say that one time my sister-in-law brought over her babies for me to see them for a little while. And when she got home, one of their daughters got the baby and said, he smells like Tony's house. He smells like pumpkin spice. So she thought that was funny, and she told me. And I was proud of that. I said, I take that as a compliment, because, well, especially in the fall, which is when the babies was born, your girl loves pumpkin spice. So I just like to say that my home smells like home. And I hope that that's what everybody agrees with, because I don't want somebody saying Tony's house smells like a garbage pile. Because if it does, please let me know. I need to work on it. What are your strong points and weak points when it comes to homemaking? Strong points? I think my strong point would be I try to make sure everybody's needs are met. Try being the key word. Like, for example, last week I didn't want to do much laundry because you know how washing machines get like kind of funky sometimes. Well, they was working in the basement, and if they're down there kind of frustrated or whatever because of what they're doing, I didn't want the washer to be banging and beating above their head. So I didn't do much laundry last week. I know, excuses, because they wasn't here all day, right? So I didn't do much laundry last week because of that. So on Sunday morning, I think it was, see, I could have done it Saturday. They didn't work Saturday. But on Sunday morning, John got up and tried to find a pair of work pants, and he's got a lot. Like, it's not like he's got 4 pairs or anything. He's got a lot of work pants, and he couldn't find any clean. And I did not like that one bit. I got straight out of bed. I ended up finding 2 pairs of clean work pants though. But I got straight out of bed and I started doing his laundry. So definitely one of my strong points that I still need to work on, obviously, but one of my strong points is making sure that everybody's needs are met. And hi buddy. It's making sure everybody's needs are met. That would definitely be what I see as my strong point. What are my weak points in taking care of the house? What is something I don't do good enough?
I don't know.
You don't know? What is something you think I do good enough?
Food, maybe?
Food. Think I do food good? No. Alright, so weak points. Okay, so what weak points? I'm just gonna go with one because it's taken me 60 years. But it would be a big one, and it is dealing with clutter. We have quite a bit of clutter. I try to keep it hid, but it's still there. So like the pantry is a hot mess. I clean it and then just within no time it gets back again, because I'm one of them out of sight, out of mind kind of people. So if there's something that doesn't have a home and I don't know where to put it, I will put it in the pantry, in John's room, don't tell him, and in that Narnia cabinet, as I call it. So clutter is definitely a weak point for me, which is something I'm getting ready to work on. I mean, I've been saying that for like a month now, but I'm going to start really clearing out stuff. Like if we've not used it in 3 months, 6 months, that light's tweaking, we're gonna get rid of it. But yeah, clutter would definitely be one of my weak points. All right guys, and that is all the questions. I rambled, I know. I tried to not do it, but I knew I was gonna do it, which is weird. If you know me in real life, I am not a talky person. Like, you can ask me a question that's the answer should be a paragraph long, and I'll be like, yep. And that's just how my brain works. But I get on here and I'm like, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just something about it. But yeah, that is the questions. I will have them linked below if you want to do this. I'm going to tag a couple people. But if you want to do it, if you're not tagged, just do it anyways. The questions will be down in the description box, because there's no rules. Well, about this anyways. So if you want to do it, even if I didn't tag you. I don't usually like tagging people, because then I feel like they might be feel like they're obligated, or I don't know. I don't usually like tagging people. But with that being said,
All right, guys, and I'm tagging Valerie Santos, Tiffany from Our Small Town Life, and Leane from Leane's Mobile Home Living.
but if you've made it through this whole entire thing, well, you belong here. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to check out Frances's channel and her videos, but all of them, I will link hers down below as well. But that's going to be it for this one. We're going to sign off here, go get some stuff done, like get this sweeping done. And yeah, so as always, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed. Until next time, bye guys.